Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. This is Every Which Way, a podcast about witchcraft and spiritualism. Yeah, my name is Dana. For those of you who are brand new, for those of you who are returning, welcome back and thank you. How have you guys been doing? Did you have a good week and weekend? Did you do something fun and exciting? Or did you just chill at home and just have a relaxing, calm, couple of days? I hope that whatever it is that you did, it was fun and exciting and it fueled your soul. I'm recording this on Sunday, the 22nd, and mm, Blessed Mabon, Mary Mabon. The second harvest is here, has been here, and yeah. Did you guys do anything fun or exciting? So me and a group of my amazingly wonderful lady friends, which Carrie, Shannon, Susan, Lacey, Jen, if you're listening to this, hey girls. um, we got together last night, the 21st, and we did a little circle, and it was amazing. And we pulled some cards and we had a nice potluck. And we just sat and talked and just enjoyed sisterhood and companionship and community, and it was amazing. Like, I want everyone to be able to have something like that, and I know that not everyone does or can't because of some reason or another. But if you are able to enjoy something like that and have a couple of good friends that you can get together and, be crass and bold, but also caring and compassionate when the time calls for it, and to genuinely love and care and accept you, definitely go for it. Absolutely. I'm gonna But yeah, it was a wonderful celebration. I brought a loaded baked potato soup, and that was really good. Everyone really liked that. I also brought some homemade potato rolls, which were pretty good as well, and apple cider, which I got. There was an apple cider that had pumpkin spice incorporated into it, and I brought that with some orange and apple slices, and that was delicious. And I made this no bake pumpkin pie dessert where it was graham cracker crust on the bottom. There was a middle mixture that was a cream cheese whipped topping mixture, and then on the top was pumpkin pie, like the pumpkin pie filling. It was good. It was good. That's all you need to know. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a informal episode, probably going to be a short episode. Um, but I wanted to do something again. I wanted to do something informal, kind of laid back and casual. I think that that's a good thing. I mean, not that this isn't always casual, because it is, but just something that I made, that I'm doing for myself, that I'm going to start doing starting tomorrow, that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't recall if I've really talked in depth about it on the podcast, but I am right now. So, content warning, trigger warning, um, depression and anxiety and mental illness. So, I do have depression and anxiety, and I take medication for it. And I also have the seasonal depression, and that kind of hits around once summer starts ending. That kind of hits really hard, and it is hard for me sometimes to dedicate myself and make time and find the desire and the want to do anything with my practice. 9 times out of 10, I'm just like a little slug, and I just sit there and I'm like, I want to do the things, and I don't do the things because I don't have the want, the drive, or the energy. And I don't like that. I really don't. That's not usually who I am. So I wanted to. Salem is meowing. Okay, hold on. I gotta. But I want to not just be a slug, and I want to have a, excuse me, have a daily practice. But I want each day to focus or incorporate themes, rituals, things based off of the energy of that day. So, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the weekly correspondences and do they matter? And I want to do things each day in accordance to those correspondences, just to, I guess, test things out and see. But also to, and this is the main thing of Ryan doing it, to create a diverse practice every day that is low energy, that doesn't really take a whole lot out of me to do, and that is fairly routine and something that I can dedicate myself to, feel fulfilled by, and kind of, oh goodness, what's the word that I'm thinking about? Um, oh my, uh, no, it's not that one. It's like customize. Wow, okay, that was a struggle there for all of us, really. But that I can customize and take stuff out if it doesn't work, or incorporate more in. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to give this a try for a solid month. And I thought about starting it in October, but I'm just going to start tomorrow, Monday, which is the 23rd, and see where that takes me, how that makes me feel with my depression, and how things can kind of derail themselves because I don't have the energy or the drive. And actually, I don't know if I've talked about this either, but while this podcast was being conceptualized, it was supposed to be me and my friend Steph. Hey, Steph, if you're listening to this, hi, baby. Um, but we weren't just going to strictly talk about witchcraft and things, but also mental illness, and those, how mental illness can affect a witch or someone who is spiritual and their path and stuff like that. So this is why I am sharing this with you, and why I wanted to do this. Minerva! So with all that being said, let's get right into it. So creating a low energy daily practice schedule. I compiled a list of things that I thought of and that I reached out to other people, and they gave me their input as well. But stuff that's I consider low energy is just pulling a tarot card or an oracle card, or just doing a rune. Um, One that I do almost daily is a stir intention into my tea or coffee whenever I am getting ready in the morning. Light incense, I also do that. Excuse me. Meditate, which I struggle with meditation, and I do, because it's hard for me to turn my brain off. And I also feel like I'm doing it wrong because I don't see things, I feel things, but I don't really, like, if I close my eyes, it's not a picture of the scene that's folding out in front of me. It's more of a sensation. And have you guys, it's going to sound stupid, have you guys seen SpongeBob? And the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick are doing imagination, and Squidward wants in on it because it's Squidward, and whether he likes him or not, but he's a nosy ass bitch. I love Squidward; it's such a vibe. But it That's kind of what I do for when I meditate. Like I'm just sitting there like beep beep boop boop beep beep while imagining but not actually seeing in my mind's eye necessarily the scene that's unfolding in front of me. I hope that makes sense. I really do. And I'm taking another sip of tea. Mm. Tea. There is, can I just say that coffee is great, and I do love me some coffee. I do cold brew, but nothing beats a good cup of tea. You know, nothing really beats it. All right. Okay, back on track. Um, but yeah, meditate. Call in spirit guides or deities or ancestors. The excuse me, the entities, beings that you work with. Listen to music that makes you feel like magic or powerful or that helps connect you to the divine feminine, to nature, to a specific deity or specific feeling, stuff like that. Go outside and with that, touch grass. So go outside and touch grass, sit outside in nature. Also, light candles. Write in a journal, ground or cleanse yourself, observe your energy. And by observe your energy, I mean just like sit and feel your body. So, like, kind of sit in the present moment and feel your body, feel how you're feeling. And if you feel how you're feeling, how I think I'm feeling, and feel how if like there's an imbalance or an overabundance of some maybe some kind of energy in your body. Also, do a yoga pose, and there are some really small, not small, easy to do yoga poses. Doesn't have to be a long stretch of yoga to do all at once, but just like a couple of poses. Corpse pose is relatively easy and simple. A lot of them are really when you break them down. But yeah, do a yoga pose. Hold a crystal in your hand. And the last one that I have is leave offering for deities, ancestors, spirits, the fae, all that good jazz. But with all that being said, and that's just a couple things that I thought of and found and reached out for, but there's a lot of other things. But with that being said, let's start with the schedule. So I'm starting with Monday because when I was when I was a kid going to school, Monday was the start of the school week. So my brain is just like Monday's the start of the week, Sunday's the last day of the week. And we're back with the actual vocal recording. Sorry guys, my mic died out right as I was starting. But yeah, so we're starting off with Monday. The thing with Monday, that's the start of the week for me. But yeah, Monday. If we recall, this is the moon's day. And I figured that today, that Mondays would be a good day to really work with and connect with Hecate. So I'm going to do work in honor of her and with her, but also focus primarily on emotional healing. So after I kind of have this schedule like a breakdown of the day. So after waking up and feeding the cats, because as soon as I wake up, I have to feed the cats. They will not let me rest in peace if I don't. So after that, I'm going to do 5 to 10 minutes of yoga, just stretching my body out and getting ready for the day, taking care of my physical self. And after the yoga, I'm going to sit outside on the back patio with no phone, with a cup of nice tea, and just sit in the present moment and be present. And after work, because I'm trying to, again, this is low energy, kind of low effort things. After work, I plan on doing a smoke cleanse of myself. And while in the bath or shower, while getting clean, listen to nice music. And then after that, I'm going to light a candle for Hecate and journal, focusing primarily on shadow work and shadow work prompts, which can I just say that if you are looking for shadow work prompts, Pinterest has a plethora of them. I highly recommend looking them up there. Tuesday, I'm going to focus on my self confidence and self esteem because I do struggle with body issues and self confidence issues. I've been a plus size person most of my life, and during my formative school years, I was often bullied and teased for it, and it wasn't great, and it didn't leave great lasting memories for me. Right. So, yeah, Tuesdays, I'm going to focus on the self confidence and self esteem. So, after I wake up and feed the cats, I'm going to practice some dancing. And I am interested in belly dancing. A while ago, I saw this video on the Facebook where it was this beautiful plus size woman belly dancing and belly dancing in the clothes that you do so. And she was just so wonderful and magnificent. And I was like, I would love to do that and have that skill under my belt and just to see how it feels. That makes me feel good. So I'm going to practice that. I have a playlist saved on the YouTube. So that's great. After the belly dancing, I'm going to have a nice breakfast and do a self-love spell with a rose quartz and a pink candle. I'm going to create a little self-love spray, which is just going to be a moon water, rose quartz, rose petals, and hibiscus. And on that day, I'm also going to light a candle for King Hades. I am a King Hades devotee, for those of you who do not know, I am. And while I do honor him every day, I don't work with him a whole lot, and I want to change that. I know that in the coming months, Persephone is going to be returning to the underworld and to Hades, so he's going to be preoccupied with her. But I want to do something just in dedication. Okay, I do have a day specifically for him in here, which we'll get to in a little while. But because of my self confidence, self esteem stuff, I want to also take time on Tuesday to recognize and call him in to help me with that. I hope that makes sense. But I also plan on doing a self empowerment spell. And after work and my shower, I'm going to relight the self empowerment spell. What I'm going to do is it's going to be a candle, a nice, thick, meaty, juicy boy candle. And after I go home from work and shower and do all of that stuff, I'm going to relight that empowerment candle and sit with it for like 3 to 5 minutes and just focus on myself, on my good positive qualities. And if the negative thoughts come up, which I know that they will because my brain loves me, try to turn those into something good that can be more inspirational instead of degrading, if that makes sense. Moving on to Wednesday, I'm going to use Wednesdays as days to focus on creativity and communication. So after breakfast, I'm going to pull a rune in honor of Odin. I do not work with Odin, but I want to honor him in some way and light a candle again for King Hades and just talk to him for a few minutes. Now, this is not the day for that I'll be doing my primary work with Hades, but again, I want to, because he is my primary deity, I want to improve my communication with him, if that makes sense. Really strengthen our relationship. And that's why I incorporated that candle in here. But because of this day being a good one for creativity and communication, this is the day that I'm going to get the bulk of my research for the next episode of the podcast done. And that's very important to me because I love creating this podcast and these episodes for you guys. And sometimes I struggle with being focused on the research, and I either get it done immediately in the week and then I don't think about it, or I wait until the last minute. And I would rather not wait till the last minute. I'd rather sit down and focus on it in a ritualistic or ceremonial type way, so that it's, of course it's important, but just to help boost that energy in me and that drive, if that makes sense. And while I'm doing that, I'll have a purple or orange candle going, because those are the colors most often used for Wednesday. And then after work, I'm going to light a candle to Hermes to help bring in good fortune into my home. Moving on from Wednesday, we got Thursday. And this is a good day to focus on good health, abundance, and family. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on Thursdays. After I wake up and feed my darling cats, I'm going to take a blue candle, inscribe the name of either a family member, a friend, or myself who needs healing, and do a sweet little chime candle spell for healing for them. And again, there are a lot of posts on Pinterest that you can find stuff like this on, and I highly recommend it, really. On this day, I'm also going to express gratitude for the abundance for all of the abundance in my life, and make a list of that and just sit with that for a couple of minutes. And Thursdays, because it is a day of health, good health and family, I plan on making Thursdays my days where I do the weekly grocery shopping. So I make lunch for myself and for my partner. And Thursdays, it seems I want to have Thursdays to be a day where I focus on kind of meal planning, getting the supplies that we need, because my partner works retail, so their schedule is not set in stone. Mine is, uh, for now, knock on wood. But I want to help us live healthier lives, and with that, that comes with a better diet and eating healthier. Mm. Love me some tea. So Thursdays is going to be the days where I do that shopping for that. And also, because of it being a good day for family, I want to acknowledge my ancestors and light a candle in honor of them and speak their names if I know them. And I say if I know them because I do know some of my more recent family that's passed away. And I say recent, like within the past 70 years. So, but I don't know my whole family lineage. I want to, and I plan on doing something with that, but I just want to incorporate honoring them. Friday is a good day to focus on love, and I plan on focusing on the love that I carry for my friends and on strengthening my relationship with my partner, as well as my own personal beauty, both inside and out. So this is going to be the days where I'm going to do a tarot reading and share it with my friends and with my friends online. And when I mean tarot reading, I'm going to do a 3-card pool for the weekend. That's what I'm going to do. So for those of us who do Monday through Friday work and have Saturday or Sunday usually, I want to do something that can help us recharge, using tarot for that. But for those who work retail and work during the weekend, I also want that reading to be something that they can pull from if they need self-care or something like that. So that's what I want to do for them. Also, and this will be while I am, the tarot reading is going to be after I wake up, of course. So this, everything after that, so but let me start over. That tarot reading is going to be the thing during the morning, after the cats are fed, after I wake up, before work. We're moving on after work. So I found this spell to help grow hair. And I want to, because while I do have a decent abundance of hair, I want it to be longer and thicker. So I want to start incorporating more magic into my routine. I'm also going to focus on wearing like pink or aqua throughout the day to help me feel confident and powerful and a little sexy, the stuff that makes me feel good. But after work, I will be spending more time with my partner. And I put this in because while I live with my partner, because of our schedules, sometimes it is hard to spend time with them. And I want to try to at least spend more time with them. And lastly, after work and the shower, journal about my feelings on death and things that scare me. Now, if we can recall back in the correspondence episode on the days of the week, Friday is indeed a day about death, as well as the beauty and love and sexuality and stuff like that. And I haven't looked into why specifically that is, but I personally feel that that is because Friday's the last day of school for most people in America. Um, it's also a payday for a lot. So, in a way, it's kind of like an ending, if that makes sense, like a death of the week. But moving on from Friday to Saturday. So this is the day that I plan on really delving into and working with King Hades and focus on banishing negativity and providing a safe space for myself, my partner, our cats, any family or friends that come over, and anyone that needs sanctuary. So on Saturdays, unless I have something planned, I don't wake up to an alarm because it's kind of my day to like sleep and recover from the week. So my Saturday is going to start with after I wake up, feed the cats, have my own breakfast. I'm going to place a black candle in each room and light it to help absorb negativity. And I'm going to open the windows of the house and do a cleanse, either like a sound cleanse with my bell or a smoke cleanse with an herb bundle or incense. After I do that, I will be sitting down at King Hades' altar, which, for those of you, if you're watching this, it's that little altar with the bone right over there. But I'll be sitting down at his altar and meditate on him, focusing on him and his mythology and what he represents. After I do that, I'm going to do spell work or spell crafting to help grow and expand my psychic gifts, and so kind of to help develop and be able to sense subtle energy. And that's really what I want to focus on and get better at. But once I am finished with that, I'm going to establish, so Saturdays are going to be the day that I'm going to establish the next topic that I'm going to be discussing on the episode of the podcast, as well as lay out any future plans or projects that I want to start or continue on with. This is also going to be the day that I will record the podcast and the video footage of the podcast, which, by the way, if I haven't mentioned before, I'm sorry, but for those of you who are a paid patron, you can watch me record these on the Patreon. So that's a cool perk. But yeah, and then after that is done, I'm going to do a bit of yoga outside to be in nature. And once that is completed, I'm going to spend the day and just relax, do whatever is relaxing to me and what feeds my soul. Okay. And the last but not least, Sunday, the sun's day. This is the day that I plan on focusing on success and prosperity. So after feeding the cats, of course, I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea or coffee or whatever beverage I'm feeling and sit in the sun while I'm drinking it and just thinking about the sun, focusing on the sun and feeling the sunshine on my body. But yeah, I also will be doing a small candle spell for success, not just for my own personal success, but the podcast success, because I want this podcast to be successful and to reach the people that it needs to reach, or something else if I want to succeed. Like if I have an issue coming up and I want to be successful, do it for that. Gold candle specifically. And I will also be doing a practice or a ritual of some sort to heal myself promotionally, to heal myself emotionally and promote my physical well-being, because I do tend to not physically take care of myself. And by that, I mean make doctor's appointments, go to the doctors, all that good jazz, because I don't like going to the doctors. And the last thing that I'll be doing, and this is conditional on the seasons. So if it is winter during a Sunday, I want to plan a mini garden. So kind of get the supplies I need, what I want to plant, stuff like that. But if it's during the summer or spring or fall, I want to tend to my garden, spend time with the plants that I am growing, and just think on them and be in their presence, if that makes sense. And that's it. That's all I have. So this is my little notebook of information, and that, excuse me, is what I've got for you. And I hope that those things are helpful to people maybe struggling with mental illness or having the drive or focus or just being able to feel witchy when you don't feel like a person. And I think that it's not often discussed enough with witchcraft, at least that I've seen those with mental illness struggling to feel magical or or feel like they're an actual witch when they don't really feel at all. And I think it's important to have those discussions because we are people and we are sick. And it's not just something that we're making up, it's just a imbalance of something in our bodies and in our brains that we cannot control. And we don't, well, I say we, but I speak mostly for myself, and I like to think a couple other people feel the way that I do as well. We don't want to feel depressed or to have our brain either be sluggish or go 150 miles an hour. And I think it's important to talk about it and be open and upfront about it. That way, so other people who maybe need to have someone to relate to have that someone, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is what I have for you today. I hope that someone out there, this has provided some low level energy things, and that it's provided some helpful hints, tricks, guides, something for you to do. And yeah, I want to thank you all for tuning in to my podcast and taking time out of your day to listen, or if you're on the Patreon, to watch. And I hope you all have a marvelously magical Monday. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, my friends. Blessed Mabon, Mary Mabon. sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy.